Cats Warrior and Loyal Wingman, teaming drones with manned fighters. Air power is shifting from single exquisite jets to composed teams where a manned fighter orchestrates multiple uncrewed wingmen that scout, jam, decoy, and strike. India's Cats Warrior concept sits at the heart of that change, pairing indigenous Loyal Wingman drones with frontline aircraft so the Indian Air Force can see farther, hit sooner, and survive longer. The idea is simple to state and complex to execute. Give a Tejas or Su-30 the ability to task 2 to 4 autonomous partners that carry sensors and weapons forward, absorb risk, and turn one sortie into a coordinated package. The airframe and propulsion choices for a Loyal Wingman optimize range, payload, and affordability. A stealth-leaning blended body with internal bays reduces radar signature. Modular hardpoints allow swap-in payloads when stealth is less critical. A single turbofan balances fuel economy for long transits with enough thrust for dash and evasive turns. Rugged landing gear and simplified maintenance keep turnaround fast on forward airfields. The aim is repeatable mass, a drone you can generate in numbers per squadron without the cost or crew footprint of a manned fighter. What makes the team credible is the control architecture. A low probability of intercept, C, detection data link ties the fighter to its wingman and to other nodes, AEW, UIC, ground stations, and patrol aircraft. The link carries fused tracks, intent, and tasking, not just raw video. When the spectrum is contested or jammed, autonomy takes over. The wingmen execute pre-briefed behaviors under commander's intent, protect, scout, jam, strike, while deconflicting airspace and avoiding collisions using onboard sensors. The pilot does not fly drones by stick. They assign goals and constraints, and the autonomy handles path planning, timing, and formation logic. Payloads are the levers that let the formation reshape a fight. A sensor-forward wingman carries OESA radar, passive electronic support receivers, and an infrared turret to build a wide, corroborated picture while remaining emissions-controlled. A jammer variant wields digital radio frequency memory techniques to blind or deceive fire control radars at key moments. A decoy variant radiates believable fighter signatures to soak up missiles and attention. A strike variant totes precision weapons, glide bombs, anti-radiation missiles, and compact anti-ship or land attack munitions. So the first weapons into a defended bubble need not come from a manned jet. Modular bays mean one airframe can swap roles day to day. Software updates push new playbooks without hangar-level surgery. Sensor fusion on the manned fighter is the conductor's score. The Tejas or Su-30 ingests its own radar, IRST, and passive detections and then merges them with what the wingmen see. Bearings turn into fixes, range errors shrink, and targets promote or drop based on confidence. The pilot sees a decluttered picture with recommended actions. Assign Drone 1 to jam an illuminator, send Drone 2 to flank low for a clean track, hold Drone 3 weapons for a pop-up threat, or retask a decoy to draw a missile shot. Cooperative engagement follows naturally. One platform senses, a second jams, a third shoots, and the fighter stays offset to coordinate and protect. Survivability comes from geometry and MCON. Wingmen can push ahead as a picket, slide wide as a passive ear, or climb as a relay node. Emissions rotate. If a radar ping is required, a drone pings briefly while the fighter stays silent. Narrow beams, burst transmissions, and passive navigation keep the team hard to detect. In the engagement zone, decoys pull fire while jammers raise noise floors. Strike drones run pre-computed routes that exploit gaps in radar coverage. The fighter preserves energy and altitude to manage the air battle and deliver a finishing shot only when the probability of kill is high. A typical mission profile shows the logic. The package launches. Wingmen take on staggered altitudes and offsets. The fighter receives a composite picture from AEW ENC and ground radars. As the team nears a defended sector, a jammer drone queues up against a threat radar, a decoy advertises a false formation vector, and a sensor drone angles for a clean passive fix. Once the corridor opens, a strike drone releases glide weapons on a SAM battery and its generator trucks. While the fighter remains outside the hottest ring, and covers with BVR missiles. If a hostile fighter pair appears, the controller retasks one wingman to screen and helps guide a beyond visual range shot from an advantageous angle. Cost and logistics decide whether this scales. Loyal wingmen must be cheaper by an order of magnitude than manned fighters and simpler to maintain. Quick swap modules, built-in tests that fault isolate in minutes, and flight lines that can load and arm multiple drones in parallel. The economics enable mass, several drones per fighter, so the formation can absorb losses without losing the mission. Training mirrors this. Simulators where pilots practice composing teams, losing a wingman mid-sortie and still meeting objectives build confidence without burning flight hours. Counters are expected and built into doctrine. Adversaries will jam data links, field passive sensors, and use multi-static radars to punish predictable routes. The answer is route variance, diversified comms paths, autonomy that fails safe rather than dumb, and mixed packages that force defenders to split attention. If a link drops, wingmen hold last tasking, egress on schedule, or rally to a preset point. When the link returns, tasking resumes without a scramble for control. Roadmaps matter. Early spirals prove basic teaming: scout, jam, strike under close supervision. Later spirals push autonomy, add anti-ship profiles over the littorals, integrate with maritime patrol aircraft and surface combatants, and refine air-to-air cooperation so drones can help sanitize airspace without creating fratricide risk. The destination is a playbook where a single Tejas or Su-30 composes the right mix of wingmen for the mission of the day and changes that mix in flight as the picture evolves. The payoff is leverage. CATS Warrior and Loyal Wingmen turn a fighter from a lone shooter into a small air force that takes more angles, survives more surprises, and creates more dilemmas than an adversary can comfortably solve. For India, an indigenous ecosystem of airframes, links, sensors, and weapons makes that leverage sovereign and upgradable. For deep dives on India's manned-unmanned teaming, drone payloads, and tactics shaping the subcontinent's skies, visit globalinfovita.com.